Hello, and welcome to the Marketing 101 for Small Business Owners podcast. I'm your host, Philippa Channer, and I'm a content marketing strategist. I absolutely love finding ways to make marketing easier for very busy entrepreneurs. And talking about content strategy seems to do the trick for me. So when I'm creating and sharing content, I've found that using themes to help me plan through the process really helps. It helps me to just put everything together, to think about things through. And that is why with this podcast, you'll see me present information in the form of a monthly mini series. I tend to plan shorter episodes, so I'm not going to overwhelm you with too much information at once and really plan out that content over like 4 weeks. So I really hope that helps you guys digest the information that I provide and apply it to your business. So as I say that, my marketing topic of choice for the month of October this year has to do with generating leads and using marketing, obviously, to generate leads. So we'll be exploring different ways small business owners can generate leads using the marketing resources that they already have in place. Right. So we're going to kick off this series and start with how we can use the content that we create on our blogs, on our podcasts, through videos to generate leads. So this is using high value content to generate more leads and get those sales that we really need. So creating and sharing high value content, that's a great way to generate leads for your business. The content that you create can be educational, entertaining, or both. And it really helps people to get to know you, to see your expertise, to know more about what you're offering and the value you have. The key is to generate content that offers your audience value and benefits. And that's how they're really going to pull from what you're sharing, again, to get to know you more. So first off, we're going to talk about how content should be educational. So educational content is a great way to show people and show prospects how your product or service can solve their problems. So for example, if you're a insurance business, you might write an article on how people can save money on car insurance by bundling it with their home insurance, different ways to save money. This article will detail how this combination of coverage could save them money and might even include a calculator to show them the savings that they have. So producing educate, and that's just an example of one business, one industry sharing informational content. With that example, you see that you're providing them with very valuable information, a very valuable tip, but you're not giving them so much information that they don't need you and your services. They still need you to help make this happen. So don't be afraid to give too much information. You really want to educate and equip your audience so that when they are working with you, it's an easier relationship, and they know to trust you because you've provided so much helpful information for them. So producing educational content, again, it helps your potential customers learn something new, something helpful, which enriches their lives and helps them to build and establish your reputation as the expert in the field to help them. Right? So content should also be entertaining. Entertaining content will get people's attention and it will help draw them in and inspire them to keep watching more. So to be successful, content needs to be entertaining. This will help people's, again, get their people's attention so they'll continue reading your content. And from an entertainment perspective, there are several reasons for this. The first is being that the internet is overrun with content. So if something isn't entertaining, it will get lost in the shuffle and ignored. The second reason is that people no longer buy from brands just out of brand loyalty or because it's the best price. Consumers are really paying attention and more attention to the people that are behind the brands and what they do to nourish customers. So if your content comes across as bland or impersonal, you'll lose the chance to make a connection with your audience and keep them engaged and wanting more. So now the challenge we have as content creators is to present content that is a delicate balance of both intellect and flair. I believe out of the two, it's harder to create content that's entertaining than it is to create content that is just more informational and fact finding. So for the entertainment and flair part of it, I just have one suggestion. I suggest to pick a content type that you're comfortable with, in, meaning writing, podcast, or videos. If you pick, everyone has a different comfort level and will perform better on one of these three main long form content types. So if you're not comfortable on camera, your message will be very stiff and scripted and lack genuine emotions. So play around with the different content types. Find one that you are comfortable with and is you feel the most natural in. That way, when you go to give an educational message that you're inspired by and you're on fire about the information you're delivering, and the way you're delivering the information is comfortable, how it's presented and the final product will be a lot more entertaining and engaging, just because of your comfort level and your experience with the information you're sharing. So that's my tip when it comes to creating content that's both educational and entertaining at the same time. Next, we want to talk about how we can use these high value contents to make our marketing more effective. See, high value content is a lot more than just words on a page or a well worded script. It's about creating something that has true value to your readers and provides them with a real solution to the problems they're facing. So, this content is created to solve a problem for the reader and provide them with information that they would not otherwise have access to. So, high value content could include stuff like infographics, data visualizations, video tutorials, and other media types. So, this helps to give your audience different ways to learn and consume the information that you're delivering to them. Just as I advised earlier, to pick a content format or content type that you're comfortable delivering with, we must also recognize that people are consuming content um, in different ways, meaning they consume. Some people learn better visually. Some people learn better by seeing pictures, images, videos. So you want to be able to provide a nice balance of content where you can, so that way you're meeting the needs of the audience who find your content, and you're able to deliver the message to them better. And again, they get to know you better. So ways that you can use high value content to generate a quality lead. So creating these high value um, pieces of content is one thing, but how can you use them once they're created and out there? So there's a few ways you can use these pieces of content to actually generate quality leads. One way is to create an email campaign to send to people who have interacted with your content, and give them the opportunity to sign up for your email list. This is going to, one, again, give them the information they need to make the right decisions for whatever problem they're facing, but also gives them an opportunity to connect with you and stay connected with you through your email list. You can also use your high value content as a lead magnet and allow people who sign up for and allow people to sign up by downloading something for free, maybe like an ebook or a quiz or something like that, something of value that they're getting. Another way you can use your high value content to generate leads is by creating an ebook and selling it on sites like Amazon, or even offering it as a free download in exchange for email, just like I mentioned before, like that free lead magnet. The key to all of this, and how you can make sure that you're generating quality leads, is to make sure that you are including a very clear call to action on every piece of content you create. You want your audience to know exactly how they can engage and work with you once they're ready to make the move. And so, guys, creating high value content, I believe, is one of the most impactful ways you can start generating leads, because it gives it's there's so many layers and aspects to this. One, it's giving people the opportunity to get to know you and to know you as the brand and the person behind the brand. It's also giving people an opportunity to know you as an expert. You have the opportunity here to display your wisdom, your knowledge, your expertise in your field by providing this content. You're also giving people the opportunity to connect with you on a more intimate level, meaning, especially if you're doing video, if that's your comfort level, people get to see your face, to see how you interact, to see how you communicate, hear your voice, your message, your tone. People love to connect with people and work with people they know and trust. And so giving and creating content is a great way to, again, show your expertise. And because you're showing your expertise by providing information, you're helping your audience. You're educating them. You're giving them the information they need to solve the problems that they're facing. And it's getting them one step closer to making that decision to work with you to really solve their problems. So I, encourage all of you, if you haven't, developed or are not utilizing something like a blog, a podcast, or a video series on YouTube, I encourage you to step out and do that, to really, you know, take that step to take your business to the next level, develop that content. And I've talked before about, frequency, how often you develop content. Like, for example, this for me is a weekly podcast, and that's comfortable for me in the way that I distribute it. But for many people, that is, doing something every week may be too much. Maybe for some people, doing something every day is perfect. So, we can get into more of what that frequency looks like for you when it comes to developing high value content. There's daily content that you can put out. So today's message is really talking about that high value content. This is content that is, not just one or two sentences of advice and tips. This is really thought through, educational, step by step, teaching somebody something. So that doing one a month may be perfect for what you have to offer and what you can do. So I hope this inspires you to get started and gives you the right information. And again, the goal here is how we can generate leads for our business. And I really feel like high value content for many people is the way to go. And creating content that, again, not only educates our audience on the topic of choice, but also entertains them. It's delivered in a way that is entertaining and keeps them engaged in the content so they can actually listen or read all of it. Right, so I hope you find value in this message today. And if you are in the space and place to start developing your own high value content, but you need some help, please let me know. I have a free marketing consultation for everybody, 1 hour consultation session for everybody that will give you the great opportunity to speak with an expert, get the advice you need, and point you in the right direction. And if we discover we're a good fit to work together, awesome. If not, at least you got some additional support to get you going in the right direction. So if you haven't signed up for your free consultation yet, please use the link in the description of this podcast to get started. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. We're going to continue this series where we're going to start looking at, again, we're continuing generating leads. And next week, we're going to talk about generating leads using email marketing. I did touch on that a little bit today, but we're going to dive deeper into email marketing and how we can use email campaigns to generate leads and quality leads. All right, so you guys have a great week. I will see you then.